Okay, I'm gonna call Board of Supervisors meeting to order, January 28th. And the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, look for a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. 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 Look for a motion to approve the minutes for January 21st. So moved.
I'll second.
Motion and second, is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Meetings attended? Guys have anything?
I went to a community action meeting last week, largely going over the audit of last year. Everything looked really good. Then also went to Southeast Iowa Regional Planning. Kind of the same thing. They had some election officers, but I did speak with Zach about maybe getting some help with the water issues out at the complex. He had another person that was more specialized in that. He was going to talk to him about that.
Okay, great.
I had a solid waste meeting, basically same thing, went over the treasurer's report, the budget for 25, 26, elected officers. Kind of, there's a couple gals there that was working on the new comprehensive plan that they gave a little talk on that. And, Jay Kemp and his attorney was there on the culvert dispute. Nothing was really decided there. And then they just talked about a few minor repairs that possibly needed done, and that was about it.
I had a busy week last week. Early childhood, Mount Pleasant, went there, had that meeting. There's a lot of discussion on how the state is changing districts. We're working through that. And a bilingual associate from West Liberty Community School do a presentation. Another presentation from Southeast Iowa EC project. And then we had some discussion on preschool transportation. That was a long meeting. We had a broken water main at the complex last week. I don't remember what day it was. With the help of some equipment from City of Wapello, we got a splice put on. It was the water main from the building to the old water tower. For some reason, that line was still charged. We don't use the water tower. I think they just went to the water tower and capped it there and didn't, so the line broke. This summer, we're gonna go back to where that line originates, back towards the complex. We're gonna go down and dig and cap it. So we don't have this problem. But they did get the line dug up. We got a splice put on it, so there's no leak right now. They did say we might have a little discoloration of water for a little while, but I'm assuming it's probably cleared itself by now.
In some places, and it all depends. It depends on what area of the building you're at. I mean, really.
Much of water you're using.
Mhm. And you're still pretty discolored, aren't you?
Toilets are orange every morning.
So we did get that resolved. We had law enforcement union negotiations last Wednesday, I think it was. That went fairly well. Took some time, but we got through that. And then, of course, we had an emergency meeting for EMA because of Brian. Went over all the budgets and did some stuff that'll come up later on today. We'll talk about all that stuff. Yeah, whirlwind last week. Pretty but we did get through it. Guess that's all I had. Item number 5 is public input. Does anybody from the public want to address the board? No? Okay. 2 payroll changes. I don't know if you saw them, obviously, in down if you want to look at it. Yeah. Next on the list is approval for the correction to the date on resolution 202506, master matrix. That's this.
It's the same one you guys signed at the beginning of the year. They informed us that we needed different dates on there, so. So we just need approval to sign that.
All right. I'm looking for a motion to approve resolution 202506, changing the dates of the resolution.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, that's yours. You can have this one. Okay, item number 8 is canvassing the drainage election results.
For
There's
drainage,
have copies of that?
Yeah.
for drainage district 11, we had Bert Eddie for 5 votes and no others. And for drainage district 12, we had Doug Hausman for 2 votes. Both those one. Pretty simple.
We need a motion for approval.
No,
No? Where do I sign? Because there's lots of lines.
there's lots to sign. Yes. So basically,
Chairperson,
yep, chairperson and
And
then
then
Kevin and Scott. Yep,
you want to sign all 3 of them?
yep.
We'll sign these copies. Yes, go to the second page. Okay. I'll sign it to chairperson and you guys sign below.
And then you both,
For each one of these?
Yep.
Okay.
How many places?
There's like 4 spaces, 4 spots.
2 sheets for
2
each.
sheets right back from another one. That one, and then the one right behind it.
Yeah.
That one. And there's 2 in front of that one.
Well, there's one. Just
Sign that. And then did you need those 2?
No.
Can you get my copy? Front and back.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. Item number 9. Kathy Vance.
That's me. So I'm here representing the 4-H Foundation this morning. Sean is pretty familiar with this, and the two of you have maybe read about it in the newspaper, but the foundation is building a new barn at the fairgrounds for a multi-species, multi-purpose barn for showing animals. We've been doing fundraising, and we would like to apply for a community attraction and tourism grant, and that involves you. Those grants, this fiscal year, the state gives $10 million for recreation, education, entertainment, and cultural activities that increase the economic development potential of the counties and cities in which these buildings are built. And it's actually only for brick and mortar infrastructure. That's what the grants are for, to build a building and not remodel a building, not, it's for building new structures and they want to put in the last bit. So, we've done a lot of fundraising. We're at 654,000 out of, and our architect estimated 2 million. We're getting some bids that make it look like it might be a little bit less than that, but the remains, we have more fundraising to do. CAT grants in Louisa County in 2004, CJ Civic Center got 525,000. In 2008, the Morning Sun Community Center got 200,000. And in 2013, the Youth Center at the Fairgrounds got 37,000. They really you have to have half your money raised, and they like to do the last percentage. It's one of those kinds of things. Well, here's why I'm here to see you. 3 things have to happen. And I'm going to give you, this is just like the frequently asked questions about CAT grants, because I think Louisa County should be, I'll give you one of these because Susan, you get lots of pieces of paper. Louisa County hasn't applied, or there hasn't been an organization receive money. I shouldn't say they haven't applied because I wouldn't know about that maybe in a while. They specifically are looking for smaller population counties to apply for these grants because, Cedar Rapids gets their share of money. And the Iowa Department of Economic Development is where this money comes from. And they would love to see an application. We've had a call with them. They are eagerly awaiting it. Requires 3 things from the foundation. We don't own the ground. We're really not the organization that will own the building. We're fundraising and we'll do the building, but the fairgrounds, the fair board, Louisa County Fair Association will own the building. They have to agree and be a co-applicant on the grant. They've done that. The city in which you lie must give cash to the project. And the fairgrounds is now, it wasn't always, but it is now part of the city of Columbus Junction. The city, it's in the city, and they have agreed to give money, and the county has to put in money. And you put in money to all of those projects, of course, in the past. And not a lot of money, but it had to be money. And that is on page, I highlighted that section. Now on page 2 near the bottom, the county must actually do a financial contribution to the project in order to get the economic development funds. I asked in our call, how much are we talking about? And they said, money. And I said, okay, $1,000 a year over 5 years. So $5,000 total, $1,000 a year. They said, yes. So I know you'll have budget meetings coming up. I need in writing that you'll contribute. I'm asking for $1,000 a year for the next 5 years. If you wanted to say $500 a year for the next 5 years, I mean, I think they take that. And if you had more, that's terrific too, but I know, sorry, yeah, sure. I realize I'm not looking for a lot of money. We're raising money and doing pretty well at it. But I have to have a financial contribution in order to even apply for the CAT grant. So, and I don't think that decision, Susan, gets made today.
No.
Right. So, but when it does get made, when you do your budget for next year, something that says CAT grant contribution of $1,000, and then you're pledging to do that for 5 years, for instance, or 3 years, or whatever. Pledges are fine. That's acceptable to the state and says that in there.
How big of a grant are you going for? It says it's.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, well, that's a good question. So here's the sticky wicket for that, just so you know. I have to actually have a bid from a contractor to give this part of this grant too. And right now we have estimates from our architect, which is different, obviously, than a bid from a contractor, and they'll do a percentage on that.
Yeah.
So when we have our bids, I'll know the answer to that. Are you thinking that you would
No,
want
I'm
to
just-
know that before? I know.
I'm just curious if it was $500,000, if it was
No, it won't be.
100,000.
Sadly, it won't, or maybe yay, it won't be $500,000 because they'll do, remember this, they'll do 10%, 20%. You remember this?
It says up to 20.
Yeah, it says it.
Oh, up to 20% of the total cost. Yes. Well, okay. So if we have,
But not more than $1 million.
that's not, well, if we have a $2 million, yeah, if we have a $2 million project, it won't be.
Half of it.
No. And they really want to do your last 20%. So we are also working on getting our final construction bids, and then we will know how much all total, and then we have to get up to our last 20%. So, you know, that's why I don't need any money this fiscal year. I'm talking about the budget that you're making for next year. And I'm talking about $1,000 next year, but I need it in writing when you do your budget stuff.
All right.
Okay, other questions? That's really all I need today. Well, I want to inform you of today. Do you have questions about CAT grants or Fair Barn or, no?
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay,
All
thanks,
right.
Sean, I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Thank you. Adam, I see you walk in. We're good.
This is just, oh, my first day, I won't get far along.
You need a wealth of knowledge today.
Most of my knowledge, I go, there's one. We've been out, treeing here this week, obviously, last week we were below zero most of the week and didn't get a lot done. We did, repaint the shop and do some maintenance and things like that. So, yesterday we were back out working on trees. Today the blade guys are actually gonna do a little bit of blading. It seems to be warming up enough to be able to do some of that.
I saw the grader leaving.
Yeah, actually getting them out a little bit, so. Had a little bit of snow last week, but really not a lot to write home about, so.
That's good.
Prepared for budget tomorrow, I guess, getting the last little bit of equipment, figured out and stuff like that, so. I'll have a presentation, kind of about what thing I do, so. I could do it on the thing, but. Other than that, not a lot, guys are kind of working on the bridge plans for K Road, getting that finished up. Mike and Justin have to go to some training, there's this, Appia program that we use that manages all of our rock tickets and things like that on a construction job, so we have a bunch of bookkeeping classes that they have to go to, so. Other than that, I don't know, heck of a lot else. We are taking bids on that truck out front, so everybody's interested in it, so. Oh, we got that, old Chevy blue truck that's out in front of the office out there, so.
Did you advertise or anything with that?
I put it on Facebook and I emailed
And the bids are due in by,
February 7th, I believe, so we've had some people looking by, people from Muscatine or Danforth, come down and look at it, so. Other than that, I don't have a lot, any questions for me or any?
no? Pretty quiet up here today. I think we're preparing what's coming later.
Yeah.
Calm before the storm.
Have you guys formally received the secondary roads union?
Not to my knowledge. I've checked my emails right before I came here and I haven't heard a word.
I say it came in an email and Paul had received it too, I thought, so. I don't know, it's just who's reaching out to who, I don't know.
Okay. So, I know that the closed session on the agenda, if we need to go that and receive that, talk about it, so.
You know, have any more information on that?
All right, I thought Joe told me the other day that there wasn't meeting with the union until the 14th. But,
No rush.
yeah, that's what she told me she'd heard,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
okay.
Why are we waiting so late?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Isn't that?
I don't know. I've been asking for it since,
Yeah.
around Christmas.
Well, we're gonna move forward then. Okay, I guess that's our agenda.
Close.
Believe it or not.
Move to adjourn,
It's a motion, second?
Second?
Second, meeting adjourned.
I guess. Why, what for the people?